Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for clicking on this video. I did a video yesterday, hopefully you checked it out. I even did a funny short. But yeah, I talked about the Xbox leak and the fact that people were misreporting that it was the FTC. In this video, I want to talk about Phil Spencer, specifically his response to everything that happened in the form of a memo and a tweet, as well as some stuff in emails. Now, I believe the tweet went live after I had already recorded and edited my video. I was just waiting for the thumbnail. So in the memo to the team, he wrote, "Today, several documents submitted in the court proceedings related to our proposed acquisition for Activision Blizzard were unintentionally disclosed. I know this is a disappointment, even if many of the documents are well over a year old and our plans have evolved." Which is interesting to hear because a lot of the stuff that everybody was talking about yesterday sounded like it's a sure thing, it's a factual thing, but I pointed out in the video that all that was information from May of 2022. So a lot of it could have already been tweaked, changed, delayed, canceled. So he goes on to say, "I also know we all take the confidentiality of our plans and our partners' information very seriously. This leak obviously is not us living up to that expectation. We will learn from what happened and be better going forward." He says this a lot, by the way, whenever there's a mistake, whenever things go really south for Xbox or Microsoft. Let's just say regarding when they were going to put the prices up for the memberships and there was a big backlash when Redfall came out and it was a giant disappointment to us. So there's a common wording that he uses, whether it's his own true feelings or PR talk, I'm not sure, but it is consistent. He goes on to say, "We all put incredible amounts of passion and energy into our work, and this is never how we want that hard work to be shared with the community." Everybody shared it alright. Everybody has been talking about it from the moment the leaks came out, I believe Monday night, all the way through today. Alright, I'll keep reading. That said, there is so much more to be excited about, and when we're ready, we'll share the real plans with our players. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that and seeing the differences in what was exposed and shared yesterday and what will be announced and talked about in the upcoming months and or year. He finishes off by saying, "In closing, I appreciate all the work that you pour into Team Xbox to surprise and delight our players. In the days and weeks ahead, let's stay focused on what we can control. Continue that amazing success of Starfield." Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure right after he tweeted what I will share in a minute, the next following post was talking about 10 million or something players on Starfield. And the upcoming launch of the incredible and accessible Forza Motorsport, and continue to build games, services, and devices that millions of players can enjoy. So obviously, it seems like they're very confident. He's very confident with what they have to share. Everybody's talking about Xbox, which, by the way, we've been talking about Xbox what feels like all year, even a little bit of last year, but we're always talking about them. There's always something to talk about. Yes, sometimes that is negative feedback when it comes to Redfall or something like that, or we need more content on Halo, but for the most part, we're always talking about them, looking forward to what they have to say, seeing what they have to show. So the discussion is always ongoing, especially when it came to all these trials and everything with the emails and all the information that got leaked yesterday. There's just so much to see. Now let's move on to what he tweeted later on, and after this I will jump into my thoughts about the Nintendo email. He said, "We've seen the conversations around old emails and documents. It's hard to see our team's work shared in this way because so much has changed." This is a good way for him to let everyone know, hey, if you're not happy about it, it might not be that way. Or for people who are extremely excited about, oh my god, this is perfect, this is exactly what I wanted, Xbox future looks bright, which I've definitely heard both sides. Maybe they could temper their expectations because some of those things might be changing. And there's so much more to be excited about right now, and in the future, we will share the real plans when we are ready. So, I am not surprised about this tweet. He has a way with words, he has a way with talking to the community. He has a way of being and seeming like the nice guy. He seems very confident, so that's a good thing. Again, whether it be PR talk or how he personally feels, either way, it's good to see people talking and having that dialogue instead of completely disappearing and being quiet or saying, "We'll let you know when we have more. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for giving us feedback." Unity. Now let's talk about the Nintendo email that everyone is loving to hate right now. I think it's so funny that people get easily triggered by an email that literally says random thought on the subject, and it's from August of 2020. Whether there's some truth behind this, some hope, or some dream that Microsoft could pick up Nintendo, it would have a really, really bad backlash. Way worse than the ABK deal that people freaked out about and called Microsoft a monopoly. This one would really put them on everyone's shit list. Well, a lot of people's shit list. Obviously, the Xbox community would be just happy to have more games. I don't see a world where Microsoft could pull this off. Yes, maybe, sure, they could afford it. I understand that. But I like having PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo separately. I like having that option. Maybe one day it would be even better for us to have all accessible in the PC, or to do something like how Xbox has their games in the cloud so you can access them on your phone, on the computer, or on the Xbox, like that. If Nintendo did that as well, that's fine too. But I like having the different companies doing their own thing. I love when they compete against each other and innovate. But to have Nintendo under Microsoft is going to make Nintendo more like Microsoft. I think they will lose some of that uniqueness that they bring. Nintendo is more than just the console and the exclusive games. It's more than just Mario and Zelda. They're expanding the museum thing and the parks that they have, along with the movies they're going to be working on, because Mario was a big success. In this email, Phil Spencer talks about Nintendo and Valve and WB, but I'm pretty sure in the past I've also heard them talking about acquiring Square Enix. I know right now they're working on their partnership, but I know gamers are still disappointed. WB makes sense. Valve makes sense a little bit because they are struggling on the PC front, and they've always have been, with a really bad Windows Store and now struggling, to say the least, Xbox app. So Steam would be a little gold mine for them in that front. So that makes sense. If that opportunity arises, I'm pretty sure they would jump to that. But Nintendo would be really, really hard with all the success they've been having with the Switch. Even on this email here, it doesn't seem like they're going to do any hostile action. He says that. I'm pretty sure they use the phrasing as well. Phil's career moment, if he could ever bag Nintendo. But Phil works for Microsoft and he's been working for them for years. So this language should be nothing new for us, because at the end of the day, he's trying to make the company that he works for better. He's trying to give people a reason to jump into the Xbox platform, ecosystem, whatever. But that whole Nintendo thing, definitely not gonna happen. And if it ever does, it would be hella expensive, way more than the ABK stuff and even the Cinemax stuff combined. I just don't see it ever happening, but I would like to see them continue their good partnership that they have. I just don't understand how people can immediately see this email and be like, they're the bad guys, they're trying to buy Nintendo, when this email's hella old. And he never said anything about, we're gonna do everything it takes to acquire them. Now there was something that was pointed out, we are playing the long game. So people are taking that and running with it, as in this email is talking about now, and who knows, maybe that means they're strategizing to do something in the near future and definitely picking up Nintendo. Or it could just mean that they're leaving the window open, they're leaving the door open, and if they ever want to have that dialogue, if they ever want to have that meeting, Microsoft wants to be like, we're here. We're interested. There's so much potential there for Microsoft to scoop up Nintendo. I don't know how much benefit there is there for Nintendo to have Microsoft under them, besides maybe cloud-related things and software. I honestly don't know, because what they've been doing has been working for them so far, and they've seen massive success. And now everyone is looking forward to the next console. There's been other emails that show more of Phil Spencer behind the scenes and how he talked about 2022 being a disaster, and I like how open he is in talking about, hey, this is where we've messed up, this is where we went wrong. And talking to his team about how to better streamline things and how to work things out so it won't continue to happen. So they could have content, games, and positive information coming in for gamers to pick up their stuff. They want to be successful, they want to make that money. That's the whole point of these companies. Which is why Phil Spencer is really good at wording things, talking to people, being upfront about things, and being charming, because that's what will win people over. He's a smart businessman, and you can see that. He's very friendly with the community, which both work in his favor. But at no point in these emails do I see him as a scumbag or someone who's talking shit. There's another email going around where he talks about PlayStation, when they showed off their hardware, and how at first he was nervous, but then he realized that they had a better console or had a better product, and how he felt happy about what Xbox was delivering. There's nothing wrong with saying that when you're trying to run a business or when you're trying to sell something. It just makes sense to be happy and proud for what you're putting out there as opposed to the competition in the gaming world. But like, Microsoft is also competing with these other bigger companies. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I just wanted to point out some of the things that Phil Spencer has said, some of the things that he has talked about. His business is all out there for everyone to see, yet he's pushing through. He's working on the Tokyo Game Show. He's gonna show some new games, maybe new partnerships. Everyone is looking forward to that. I think that's their main focus right before the holiday and the Forza launch. Overall, I like what Phil is doing for the Xbox, moving it forward, making things happen, trying to fix a lot of the wrongs. But in no way will I sit here and be like, he's my favorite, he does everything right, he's perfect, because he's just a businessman and he's just trying to sell us on something. At the end of the day, you have to look at it that way. Because these guys, as much as you like them, they come and they go. I mainly care about what kind of content you're giving me so I can enjoy my gaming experience. And I don't think acquiring Nintendo will do that. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you on the next one.